Welcome to the Drive Report. Today, we are tackling one of the most debated companies in business history, Tesla. Love him or hate him, Elon Musk has done something that no one thought was possible. He built a new American car company from scratch, the first successful one since Chrysler in 1925, and turned it into the most valuable automaker on the planet. At its peak, Tesla was worth more than the next 10 car companies combined. But here is what makes the Tesla story truly fascinating. Wall Street has never valued it like a car company. It trades like a tech stock with a price-to-earnings ratio that would make a traditional automaker's head spin. With me today are the EV valuation decoder, who has tracked Tesla on Wall Street since its IPO, and the electric drivetrain, our engineering expert. Let us start with the origin.
Most people think Elon Musk founded Tesla, but that is not quite right. Tesla was actually founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, two Silicon Valley engineers who wanted to prove that electric cars did not have to be slow, ugly golf carts. Musk came in as the lead investor in the Series A round in 2004, putting in $6.5 million of his own money, and became chairman of the board. But the critical technical decision was made before Musk even got involved. The founders chose to build Tesla around lithium-ion laptop battery cells instead of the traditional lead-acid or nickel-metal hydride batteries that other EV makers were using. This was considered insane at the time. Thousands of tiny laptop batteries wired together to power a car? The engineering community thought it was a fire hazard waiting to happen. But it turned out to be a stroke of genius. Lithium-ion cells had the best energy density of any commercially available battery technology, and because laptop manufacturers had been mass-producing them for years, they were relatively cheap and improving rapidly. That single battery architecture decision gave Tesla a performance and cost advantage that legacy automakers would spend the next 2 decades trying to close.
And then came the master plan, literally. In 2006, Musk published a blog post called The Secret Tesla Motors Master Plan, and it laid out a strategy so simple it was almost audacious. Step 1, build an expensive sports car to prove EVs can be desirable. Step 2, use that money to build a more affordable luxury sedan. Step 3, use that money to build an even more affordable mass market car. Step 4, while doing all of that, also provide zero-emission electric power generation. 20 years later, he has executed that plan almost exactly. How did the Roadster launch change the conversation?
The Roadster, which launched in 2008, was a revelation. It was built on a modified Lotus Elise chassis and could go from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, with a range of 245 miles on a single charge. No electric car had ever come close to those numbers. It completely destroyed the narrative that EVs were slow, boring, and impractical. But here is what was technically brilliant about the Roadster beyond the performance. It validated the lithium-ion battery architecture at scale. Tesla figured out how to manage the thermal dynamics of nearly 7,000 individual battery cells, keeping them cool during high-performance driving and charging. That battery management system, the software that orchestrates all those cells, became one of Tesla's most valuable pieces of intellectual property. They only sold about 2,500 Roadsters, and they lost money on every single one. But the Roadster was never meant to be profitable. It was a proof of concept, a technology demonstrator, and a marketing vehicle that made the entire world pay attention to electric cars.
The Model S, which launched in 2012, is where Tesla went from an interesting experiment to a serious business. It was a full-size luxury sedan that could go over 300 miles on a charge, had a massive 17-inch touchscreen dashboard that looked like nothing else on the road, and received the highest safety rating ever recorded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Consumer Reports gave it a 99 out of 100, the highest score they had ever given any car. But the financial story is equally important. Tesla went public in June 2010 at $17 per share, raising $226 million. It was the first American car company IPO since Ford in 1956. In its first year of Model S deliveries, Tesla generated $413 million in revenue and delivered about 22,000 cars. For context, Toyota delivers that many cars in about 2 days. Tesla was tiny, but Wall Street saw something the traditional auto industry did not. This was not a car company. This was a technology company that happened to make cars.
And this is where we get to the heart of the Tesla paradox, the valuation. As of today, Tesla is worth roughly $800 billion to $1 trillion depending on the day. They delivered about 1.8 million cars last year. Toyota delivered over 10 million cars and is worth about $300 billion. So Tesla delivers 1/5 the cars, but is worth 3 times as much. How does that math work?
This is the central question of the Tesla investment thesis, and it comes down to what you believe the company actually is. If you value Tesla as a car company, the stock is wildly overvalued by any traditional metric: price to earnings, price to sales, enterprise value to EBITDA. Pick your metric. It looks absurd compared to any other automaker. But the bull case, which the market has largely bought into, is that Tesla is not a car company. It is simultaneously an energy company through Tesla Energy and Powerwall, a software company through its full self-driving technology, an AI company through its Dojo supercomputer and neural network training, a robotics company through Optimus, a manufacturing innovation company through its Gigafactory approach, and a charging infrastructure company through the Supercharger network. Each of these businesses has the potential to be worth hundreds of billions independently. The bears argue this is fantasy, that Tesla is fundamentally a car company with car company margins facing increasing competition from every legacy automaker and Chinese EV makers like BYD. The honest answer is that both sides have legitimate points, and the stock price essentially represents a bet on which vision of Tesla's future turns out to be right.
Let me add the manufacturing angle because I think it is the most underappreciated part of the Tesla story. The Gigafactory concept is genuinely revolutionary in the automotive industry. Traditional car companies build their vehicles in one factory, source batteries from suppliers, and buy components from hundreds of Tier 1 and Tier 2 vendors. Tesla vertically integrates almost everything. The Gigafactory in Nevada produces battery cells and packs in-house. The factories in Fremont, Shanghai, Berlin, and Austin do final assembly. Tesla designs its own chips for the infotainment system and for autonomous driving. They even developed their own casting machines, the Gigapress, which casts the entire rear underbody of a Model Y as a single piece of aluminum, replacing over 70 individual parts that used to be welded together. That single innovation reduces assembly time, cuts weight, improves structural rigidity, and dramatically lowers manufacturing cost. No other automaker has replicated this at scale. The Shanghai Gigafactory can produce a Model 3 in approximately 40 seconds. That manufacturing speed and efficiency is what gives Tesla its margins. They consistently achieve automotive gross margins of around 18 to 25%, which is roughly double what legacy automakers achieve.
The Supercharge network deserves special attention because it might be Tesla's most strategically brilliant asset. Tesla built the largest fast-charging network in the world, over 50,000 Supercharger connectors globally, at a time when everyone said the market was too small to justify it. It was a massive capital expenditure that burned billions of dollars. But here is the genius. It solved the #1 consumer objection to electric vehicles, which is range anxiety. If you buy a Tesla, you know you can drive cross-country and charge wherever you go. No other EV maker could say that. And then in 2023, Tesla made a move that stunned the industry. They opened their Supercharger network to other automakers. Ford, GM, Rivian, Mercedes, BMW, they all adopted the Tesla charging standard, now called NACS, as their connector format. Tesla's proprietary plug became the industry standard.
What an extraordinary story. In 20 years, Tesla went from a startup that nearly went bankrupt multiple times. Musk has said they were within weeks of death during the 2008 financial crisis, to the most valuable car company in the world. They have forced every major automaker on the planet to pivot to electric vehicles, spending hundreds of billions of dollars collectively to catch up. They proved that an American startup could outmanufacture the most efficient car factories in Japan and Germany. They built the world's largest charging network and then turned it into an industry standard. And they created a stock that trades more like a technology platform than a car company. Whether you think Tesla is overvalued or just getting started, there is no denying that Elon Musk's playbook, start premium, scale down, vertically integrate everything, build the infrastructure, and sell the vision of the future, has fundamentally rewritten the rules of the automotive industry. Thank you to the EV Valuation Decoder and the Electric Drivetrain for this incredible analysis. This has been the Drive Report.